show you guys how to make some Fruity Pebbles French macarons. So meanwhile, for the past month or so, I've been really experimenting with my macaron recipes, and I've decided I'm going to stick with the Italian method. You can do the French method. The Italian method's a little bit more complicated. It's what I'm going to be doing today. But I've been getting a lot better results. It's more hollow. The outside layer is a lot thicker. They're less delicate, and they're just overall a perfect chewy, crunchy macaroon. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that method today. So I'm using grams measurements because this is the Italian method. Not only that, when you use grams, they're more exact than if you were to use cups. So grams, just make sure that your macaroons come out perfect every time, and that's why I'm using grams, so make sure you get a scale. So my first ingredient is 150 grams of almond flour, 145 grams of powdered sugar, 2 bowls of egg whites. This one is 50 grams of egg whites, and this one is 55 grams of egg white, 40 grams of water, 120 grams of sugar, and just a little extra sugar, maybe around a tablespoon or so. And of course, Fruity Pebbles. How could we forget Fruity Pebbles when making Fruity Pebbles macaroons? So the first step, I'm going to be sifting my powdered sugar and almond flour. Now I'm sifting the almond flour. I'm gonna mix my sifted powdered sugar and almond flour together. And then I'm going to add in my 50 grams of egg whites. So you want this to become a very sticky paste. So this is how it's supposed to look like. It's very tough to mix now, and it's very pasty. So now we're going to be doing the sugar syrup for our macaroons. So you're gonna get a small saucepan and then add in your 120 grams of sugar, your 40 grams of water. I'll just kind of mix that a little bit. Then you're gonna put this on the stove on medium heat, and you really do need a candy thermometer. And you're going to let it get to around 230 to 240 degrees Fahrenheit, or until it reaches the softball stage. Wait, it's the softball. Yes, the softball stage. Okay, so I will just let it get to 230 degrees. So now we're going to get our KitchenAid stand mixer, and then you're gonna add in your 50 grams of egg whites. You're gonna put that on medium speed. You're also gonna add in just a little bit of sugar. Just eyeball it. There's really not an exact measurement. So slowly add in your hot sugar into your egg whites. Immediately mix. I'm going to mix my egg whites into my almond paste. So if you wanted to do your meringue colored, then now would be the time to do it. But since I'm making Fruity Pebbles, I just want it to be plain white. So this will have its color on top of it. You want your meringue to be a semi-stiff peak to a stiff peak. So anywhere between that is good. So this is how it looks. I'm gonna start off by getting around half of it. I'm gonna mix that thoroughly into my almond, and right now you don't have to be too delicate because it's going to be really hard, but you do want to fold it. So I'm going to add in the other half of my meringue now, and you want it to become sort of like cake batter. The best I can describe it, like molten lava, cake batter. You want to be able to kind of draw a figure 8 with the batter, and that's when you know it's perfect. You want it thick, but you don't want it too thin. And I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so my batter is really close to being there. This is how it falls. It's pretty much in slow ribbons, and it has a constant stream. That is really nice. And I can almost draw a figure eight. Okay, let's check now. I think that's good. Now I'm going to prepare my piping bag. So I just have a piping bag, and I'm using a Wilton number 12 tip. I'm going to put it on a coupler. So now I have a tall cup. I'm using a Starbucks cup, and I have my piping bag inside of there now. And I'm going to grab my macaroon batter and fill my piping bag. Now I'm going to be piping out my macaroons. So I have 2 cookie sheets, and I printed out 4 macaroon templates. So I have 2 on each sheet. And I also have my silicone mats, my sil packs I think they're called. So I never use parchment paper when I'm making macaroons. These are reusable, they're so easy, they don't stick. And I just really love these. So this is what I use for them. So I put them on top of the template. There we go. And I am going to be taking the paper off before I bake them, of course. But now we're gonna get our piping bag. We're gonna start making some macaroons. Pipe. Once I hit the line, I'm gonna swirl. Pipe, swirl, pipe, swirl, pipe, swirl. Okay, so now I'm going to do my other pan. So I have a little bit extra batter, so I'm doing my mini sheet. Okay, here, let me just take this one out. I'll leave this one until it's ready to go in the oven. So now we're going to grab our cookie sheet and bang it against the counter. You want all of the air bubbles to completely pop. If you don't pop them, then what's gonna happen when it's baking is the bubbles can rise to the surface, and sometimes the bubbles can crack, and your macaroon won't have a smooth top. It will have a bumpy and cracked top. So make sure you slam it against the counter. So now I grab my tool. This is just a cake tester. I look for any bubbles and I just gently pop it with my cake tester. Definitely not trying to make a mark, but if I do, it usually settles in while it dries out. So now I have my Fruity Pebbles right here, and I'm going to top only half of them with Fruity Pebbles, and the half that I top will be the tops. We're gonna let this rest in a pretty cool area for 1 to 2 hours. Or when you touch them, you want them completely dry. If they're not dry, they will crack. Okay guys, so now I have my oven preheated to 300 degrees, and my macaroons, they're completely dry. They're completely dry. So I'm gonna put them into the oven for around 15 minutes, and then I'll come back. Okay guys, so these are our macaroons. They are completely nice. Look at that one. That one is a nice macaroon. So now I'm just matching pairs of macaroons. Now for the filling, you can fill your Fruity Pebbles macaroons with whatever you want, but I'm going to be doing a Fruity Pebbles buttercream. add in Fruity Pebbles into my buttercream, but I'm not going to crush them because it's going to get crushed once it gets all mixed in. So now it's the last step, and in my opinion, the funnest step. So we're going to assemble our macaroons. So to do that, I have my Fruity Pebbles buttercream, or whatever filling you want to do. I also have some more Fruity Pebbles for the extra crunch that it needs. So to assemble, I'm going to grab a macaroon, grab the bottom shell, then I'm going to grab my Fruity Pebbles buttercream. Just going to pipe a nice little mound. Then I have a bowl of Fruity Pebbles. I'm just going to dip it in. There we go. And then close. And that's your Fruity Pebbles macaroon. Okay guys, so these are my Fruity Pebbles macaroons. They're bursting with Fruity Pebbles flavor and the Fruity Pebbles buttercream. It's nice and crunchy. Let's try one, shall we? They're not hollow. They're nice and crunchy. You get that Fruity Pebbles flavor. Delicioso. Okay guys, so that's it for the video. Now these are delicious and nice, and the buttercream is so creamy. Now these are amazing for a party, like a birthday party, well, a fancy birthday party. But anyways, these are delicious. I hope you guys give them a try. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video with us as much as you can. Bye bye, see you next time. Bye.